The book that I reviewed is Savage Inequalities by Jonathan Kozol, published in 1991. Imagine I came and I gave half the class a pencil, and half the class got nothing. I'd then ask you to describe what just happened or how this made you feel in one word. And I imagine some of the responses I would get are unfair or unequal. And this is the reason that I think the title of this book is really fitting, because it talks all about how some children in wealthier districts are getting a whole lot of resources while there are students in really poor districts that are getting absolutely nothing. And this is, in fact, unequal and unfair. Something that he talks about in the book. So imagine I gave a student a black marker and I said, okay, create a rainbow for me. They're not very well going to be able to complete this task because I haven't given them the resources. Then imagine I try to solve the problem by giving them a green marker. So now they have a black marker and a green marker, and I want them to create a rainbow. It's going to be a little bit easier. They're going to have one extra color than they did before, but it's still not going to solve the problem. But then I'm not just going to take away the green marker because it didn't fix the whole problem. And this is something that Jonathan Kozol talks about in his argument with the Journal, which claimed that reducing class sizes in impoverished schools doesn't actually help. So they're saying that, okay, well, you have less students now, test scores still aren't improving, so what's the point of even reducing class sizes? But the author here argues that this argument that the Journal is making is just unfair, because just because it's not helping doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. It means that we should reduce class sizes plus other things that they need. So maybe just reducing class sizes by a few doesn't help, but let's reduce class sizes by more than just a few. And let's also give them some more resources that they need while we're at it. That's how we can actually improve and fix this issue, not just by assuming it doesn't work because we only made a very small effort. And this is an idea that I really agree with and an argument that I liked that he made. I also think the author's ideas were groundbreaking in this book because he actually made firsthand observations of these schools. He went into a bunch of schools in many different cities and states, and he interviewed students and teachers. He talked to a lot of people, put quotations from them in the book. And this is also something that appealed to me on an emotional level because I was reading the words of these children who don't have anything, and they're realizing that they don't have the things that the wealthy students have, and they have an unfair chance at education. And I'm reading his firsthand descriptions and observations of holes in ceilings and tipped over desks and schools that don't have proper heating and air conditioning or any resources whatsoever, while some other schools have all the resources that they could ask for. So an important quote that kind of goes along with this idea is he was talking to a student, and the student says, "Let me answer that. If you threw us all into some different place, some ugly land, and put white children in this building in our place, this school would start to shine, no question. The parents would say, 'This building sucks, it's ugly, fix it up.' They'd fix it fast, no question." And to me, this kind of summarizes the book in a way that shows me how unequal education can be, and that students actually recognize this inequality. I would recommend this book for others to read because, though it was really sad, it was very informative, and the numbers and data are definitely old because this was published in 1991, but I feel like the concept and the idea is something that hasn't really changed.